Monday, the 19th of June. I am calling this day progress point because Venus will enter shadow, and we also have Jupiter in Taurus sextiling Saturn in Pisces. So I put it in the title for you guys in the parentheticals, September the 3rd. You want to remember this because whatever is going on as you come into this week in your weekly horoscope and taroscope, and as this week progresses, it will be significant in a way that you don't understand now in June 2023, that you will understand. You will see the bigger picture. You will know why and how all of it all happened the way it did come September the 3rd. And you're going to see it differently, what transpires between now and then. So it's significant right now. And so that's number one. Straight out the gate, Venus enters shadow Monday the 19th. Then we also have Jupiter in Taurus sextiling Saturn in Pisces. I talked about this in my monthlies for all 12 zodiac signs for the month of June. You had this energy the entire month of June to stabilize something, to build something up. And it's very much, if you build it, they will come. We haven't been able to build further than our spiritual, emotional, mental, psychological maturity would allow in like a healthy way. So it's just basically having faith at this point, having faith, putting in the work. So you either need more faith or you need more work. But in any case, be very honest with yourself and be very honest with everyone else, and you'll be able to make great strides in whatever you're trying to accomplish and make progress towards in the Taurus and in the Pisces areas of life. Tuesday, the 20th of June, I am calling this day Unearthed. We have the moon in Cancer opposing Pluto in Capricorn, and then the moon will ingress into the sign of Leo. So the moon opposing Pluto, this was such a thing for quite some time, and now we're back to it for a little bit until Pluto is firmly in the sign of Aquarius. So it's in one sense familiar, a familiar imbalance that keeps coming up over and over again. And, you know, if there were already tensions that were very much under the surface, maybe it was something that you thought you had taken care of or assuaged, you thought you already had a conversation with someone, you thought you already resolved some issue. This will bring it up. This will bring tensions to the very surface. And whatever that imbalance is, that is where you need to apply the like medical attention, the psychic attention, you know, if it's whatever. So the only thing you want to be very careful with on this kind of opposition is that people could weaponize their emotions. They could weaponize their feelings in order to get their way. And if that is part of an ongoing imbalance, it's just going to flare up again. And if it's part of something new happening, then this is going to be a transit where you can see that very clearly and then take steps to rectify it, get yourself out of that situation. Now, the moon will also ingress into the sign of Leo. So then for the next 2.5 days, it'll be a little bit of a dust up. So let's go ahead and take a look. Wednesday, the 21st, is the summer solstice. We have the sun entering into the sign of Cancer. We also have that Leo moon squaring Jupiter and then conjoining Venus in Leo. Mercury in Gemini will also sextile Mars in Leo. So the moon enters, it's Cancer, the sun entering the sign of Cancer. This is very fertile for new relationships and any kind of new beginnings, new initiations that you want to start that are very much from the heart, heart-focused, heart-centered, and very deeply creative, very spiritual. And the focus is going to be on how to get your needs met in that very watery kind of a sense. The danger with that is that the projection will happen where it'll be just a lot of projection. I'm not even going to go into it, but so just be forewarned and forearmed, but keep always the focus on your own thing. Focus, stay in your own lane. Be excited about what you have going on and let go and release other people, expectations, any kind of, you know, codependencies, caring what people think, anything that has to do with other people's energies is just going to kind of tie up your own energy and your own brilliance. So while this is a very nurturing, communicative, emotionally communicative, and like bonding energy, which necessitates, other people, you want to do that for yourself first. When the masks come down, you put your oxygen mask on first and then to the next one. Otherwise, that's how resentment sets in. So there's that. Now, the moon squaring Jupiter conjoining Venus, that's either going to be a lot of love, a lot of what we like and love and attention and a lot of all of those things, a lot of sugar, a lot of sweets, a lot of, stimulation, a lot of happiness, or it could be a lot of frustration because you're not getting what you want. And if that's the case, what you're missing or what you're lacking or how you're not feeling appreciated will instead become very highlighted, where you feel taken for granted or whatever the thing is. Your saving grace for all of this is going to be the Mercury-Mars sextile, and that's when you really want to use your words. So whatever is happening, you will have this ability, if you so choose, because it's just a sextile, which means that you have to act on it, you have to go for it, you have to use it. You will be able to align with other people's goals. Here's the thing, you will be able to align with other people's goals because you will have the same goals. You will want the same things. And if you speak to that, if you talk and make sure that they understand that you're on the same page, you want the same things, you're on the same team, you can take everyone forward with you that has those same goals. And you'll be able to communicate that and let everyone, kind of get everyone on the same page. Thursday, the 22nd, I am calling it striking a match. We have the moon conjoining Mars in Leo and squaring over to Uranus in Taurus. This is very impulsive, it's very shocking, and it's interesting. It's a lot of fun. No, so, whenever the moon Mars, that's very inflammatory. So whatever is kind of, it's like something gets your ire or gets you very impassioned or gets you very excited on Thursday, and you kind of just want to do that thing. If it's very positive and exhilarating, you just want to clear your schedule, you just want to do that cool thing. Otherwise, it might be something happening to you in the sense of an unexpected event. Maybe there's just some, something weird on the way to work and you can't go to work physically, or something, there might just be disruptions and unpredictable disruptions throughout the day, but you're going to be feeling it, like whatever it happens to be. So try to channel it as best you can in terms of taking a deep breath and asking yourself if anger comes up, because moon Mars can definitely be anger, especially in Leo. Ask yourself if your boundaries are being crossed, and if they are, then you have the right to feel angry and you have the right to assert your boundaries. And if they are not being crossed, then you have the right to remove yourself from the situation and figure out your own thing of why you're feeling, triggered by something someone else said when they weren't even talking about you or whatever, right? Friday, the 23rd of June, I'm calling this date on the same page. So the moon will move into the sign of Virgo, and this is like it's hard because this weekend upcoming, it is going to be kind of crazy. So trying to pick like the best days. Whew, man, just take it moment to moment. Just take life breath by breath this week, okay? As we get to Friday on the same page, this is a nice day that I like. The moon moves into Virgo and your spidey senses could feel very much activated. Virgo is actually a pretty psychic sign. You'll be able to tune into the fine details. Your intuition will tell you, it'll show you exactly where to go and where to look. That moon will also oppose Saturn in Pisces, so another imbalance is coming up, and it'll be made clear to your awareness where you need to put more attention and detail into something, where you need to maybe show up a little bit more maturely to a situation, or maybe you could realize that your feelings or your expression or something is a little bit, you need to save that for a different time and place or something, or that you are ready to sort of share some of your I would say, not like religious, maybe share something from the heart, some spiritual, idealistic sort of belief in a way that is of service to others. And it could feel where maybe you wouldn't want to share something, but it's helpful to your group or to whatever, to the family. You know, there might just be a little bit of that kind of tension, but again, it doesn't have to be like a negatively experienced tension. Tension is actually an absolute signature in all of the charts of like successful people. It's because, you know, they channel that tension into motivation, into productivity, and it's a really beautiful thing to see people do that. So props to all of you very complicated charts out there. Also, on Friday, the moon will trine over to Jupiter in Taurus. So that's resources, rewards, benefits, feeling very much aligned. This is helping us to feel like we're on the same page. So even with the opposition to Saturn, I'll take it. You know, showing up a little bit more mature is not a big deal. Showing up and taking a little bit of responsibility, not a big deal. You know, you can have all of those things if you just maintain that sober mentality. And this is, you get all of that in this day. So definitely use it. Saturday, the 24th of June, I'm calling it yes and yes. Basically, we just have that moon in Virgo trining over to Uranus and Taurus. It builds up to Sunday, so it's not quite like all like sunshine and roses, but just speaking from like the day's transit, it is that Sun Uranus trine. So yes to more of the new, yes to more of the positive, and enjoying it. So enjoy that. Saturday can be really, really, really fun. Sunday the 25th, I'm calling this day Detonation. We have Mars in Leo squaring Uranus and Taurus, and it's also happening when we have Mercury in Gemini perfecting in their square to Neptune in Pisces. The moon on Sunday will be in Virgo, squaring, actually forming a T-square to Neptune in Pisces and Mercury in Gemini. So this is another Armageddon day for everybody. Mars square Uranus, that's force. It's a lot of force. It's a lot of power. It's brilliance. It's stamina. It's stay out of the way. Stay out of other people's way. Hope people stay out of your way. Go full force into your own thing. Stay in your lane. Focus on your own thing. Don't worry about what so-and-so's doing. Don't care about what anybody else is doing. Just be excited about your own project. Be excited about your own life. Be happy in your own relationships. Do your, you know, keep your focus there. And if you're not, this is the energy to create meaningful change. Now, it depends on if you've been neglecting your creativity or not. Because if you neglect opportunities in life to create change in your life, you know, I want to change my home life. I want to change this relationship. I want to change my profession or my career, whatever. You'll repress all of that beautiful energy to the point that you're going to burst. And this is that bursting energy. Then you're just going to flip. The switch flips and you will feel like you need to change everything all at once, very violently and compulsively. And you'll do it, you'll make the changes, but you won't do it as well as you would have done it if you had strategized, as if you had already felt that feeling like something needs to change, and then taken the steps to strategize how you're going to do it, and then refined that plan, and then took action and executed it. If you had done that, it would have gone a lot better. But some of us are going to have to do it on this. I've reached the end of my rope here and it's blowing up now. Now we're just blowing up. There's no holding on. We're just going to blow it all up. I have to burst out because I can't take it anymore. Don't do that to yourself. You don't have to. You don't have to do that to yourself. And it's not like you just wait for a transit to be over and see what happens and see what life gave to you. No, you are always making these choices. You're always making these free will choices and using these energies however you decide that you want them to go. So it's not like, well, if this transit brings this into my life, then I'll do that. When you really feel like you want to make that change, don't wait for any of that. Recognize when you're feeling that need for change, really tune in. And if it's very sincere and very honest, take steps to strategize how you're going to do that, how you're going to implement that change. Because otherwise then you get this kind of energy where it's just It's you've betrayed your own boundary to the point where now your pushback has to be really big because of what you've done to yourself. So, you know, I personally, I love Venus Uranus. Personally, I am a Venus Uranus person. I said that backwards. I love Mars Uranus. I love Mars Uranus because I am a Venus Uranus person. And another thing about Mars Uranus is that you have stamina with this Taurus energy, especially because of the Taurus energy. Taurus Scorpio has a lot of stamina. So while Mars Uranus might have maybe just been like a pop, it's not really just like a one and done pop. Like for instance, ejaculation recharge time. Mars Uranus people do not need to recharge. They don't need to like take a break. Like they can like literally keep going. They just keep going. They don't need to like, you know what I'm saying? So you have that kind of stamina. You will be able to go boom, 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 and knock down all of your opponents of your own personhood, like whatever you need to overcome, you can blast through it and keep going, you know. So it's very, that's why I'm saying put all of this force into your own thing. Put it into your own thing. Don't get into a fight with anybody. Don't take it out on anybody. Don't project. Don't answer anyone's, you know, if anyone's trying to start a fight with you, just ignore them, you know. So it really is beautiful energy. It really is. It's so charismatic and so wonderful and so flavorful and interesting. And so the lowest common denominator, we're probably going to see a lot of violence, maybe violence against children, rapes, murders, mass murders, suicides, guns, what else? Maybe even maybe like a violent act against like a performer, some crazy fan or something, or people, you know, like there could be that, because it's like this force and this power and this brilliance, it could go grandiose. It could, for some people. It doesn't have to, but it might. So I'm saying, like, stay in your own lane. Don't put yourself in dangerous situations. The Mercury Neptune moon debacle, that's another pressure cooker energy. So with the Mercury square Neptune, you need to think and speak and write, if you guys are writers, differently. So go back to around the 18th of June. This kind of follows up on that energy. So if there's anything, I don't know, I mean, like if you're making change, this is just the energy of change. The squares and oppositions and the T-squares and the crosses, that's just the energy of change. I don't know why people put it in such a bad light. Everyone gives a bad rap on all the intense stuff, but it's just states of consciousness. I guess I have a different perspective, but it's states of consciousness that you come at it at. So it's the energy of change. It's the quality of time. It's the energy of change. So if you're making the changes, then you're making the changes. And this is just what it looks like astrologically of you making changes in your life. If you feel like you're getting like pummeled by life, then we need a session. That's like a whole different thing. But pay attention to what you feel is like victimizing you, because this is forcing you to not think that way. It's forcing you to change your perspective. So the moon involved, that could exasperate the issue, whatever the issue is or was, and it can push it a lot further, and just more catalyzing energy for whatever is really trying to like happen and burst through something new, wonderful, different. We're on new moon energy. So this is the time, this is the week to create something new, create new beneficial change for yourself. This Venus shadow period, Venus retrograde of the summer, people are going to be realizing you're going to have, you're dating a bunch of different people and you want to keep the coals burning with all of them, and you're not sure about which one you like the most. And, before you know it, they all find other people and you're alone. It's too late. You didn't make the right choice, or you chose this person, you wish you chose that person. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like there's going to be like timing things that are off with people's feelings going back and forth. It's going to be like a whole dramatic thing. So, focus on your own thing, stay in your lane, and do the best you can with what you have, and place your truth, love, and integrity, the 𝚑𝚎𝚗𝚎 philosophy, as number one. Number one, that's your priority. And take care of everything else after you've already taken care of that. and you will be in the absolute best, and if you meditate, of course, best frame of mind to deal with anything difficult that comes up. Because you're really writing new karma. You're really creating new things on a new moon. This is a very busy day that I'm recording this on, so please forgive the brevity and lightness and shortness of this weekly horoscope and taroscope. Let's see what your message is. Thank you. Starting off with your Three of Cups, very much focusing on friends, groups, associations, tribes, maybe tribe mentality. That could have even been part of the Saturn retrograde station in Pisces for some people. This sort of, you know, where do I belong? Who are my people? Where's my community? Am I affiliated? Am I affiliated with the right people? Do I really connect with those that I'm already affiliated with? How do I feel about leaving such an affiliation? How do I feel about, you know, leaving one group for another group and all of those things? And something did come on. And there it is, the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is the self-sabotage, the blockage, something that is holding you back, but you have the power to undo that. You have the power to free yourself of whatever that is and move forward. The Four of Swords, you'll need to meditate. You may even be coming down from a big activity, like being very busy, or you may be resting right now and gearing up to go into a high activity period for yourself. Queen of Cups, let's stop there. That feels right for some reason. Queen of Cups, someone emotionally mature, hopefully. Let's see, bottom of the deck. Love this. 10 of Cups, perfect human happiness, beautiful love, beautiful friendship. One of those, like, this is like your work wife or your work husband where you just like love going to work and working with each other all day. It's just so fun and easy and breezy, and you're spending like 8 hours at least a day with them. So it's just like, it's nice, you know, it just feels really good. Page of Wands and Death energy. Wow. So there's news of maybe partnerships changing. So death definitely signifies an ending. So there is some form of ending, kind of like once and for all, or just can't go back to how things were, or I don't know, something like that. So, you know, news of some kind of great relationship ending or changing. If it changes, it just can't go on the same way that it has. So if it's a relationship that is staying intact, then it just cannot go on the way it has gone on. So it must take on a different form. Three of Cups. Ooh. So the Tower and then two poppers. We have the Tower, the Fool, and the Nine of Wands. Yeah, that's definitely someone leaving the group, or there's something happening with like the changes here. And you know, so it's just like needing to break free of caring what people think about you, needing to break free of guys, so the pantyhose shirt has not made it to the streets yet. It is only on TikTok. I wore that to the Art Institute when I went to see Salvador Dali with my friend, and a surrealist artist. Okay. I wasn't going to see some hoity-toity artist, right? I'm going to see freaking Salvador Dali. And multiple people, and this is when Mars was opposing, just got done opposing my moon, was opposing my Mercury. People came up to me physically, in person, to insult me. Not because of they didn't say anything about that, but just to insult me. And I just thought, like, no keyboard warriors here. They really just came up to my face to insult me. And it was just the strangest thing. This was a members only thing, so it was we had the whole museum to ourselves. So it was just very strange. But, you know, people think so tribally and so it's weird that people just feel like they have access to me and they have like this entitlement to me. They feel like they are entitled to my energy, and like I use it very lovingly in my work, and I love that I'm able to remote view and all these different things. But when it manifests like in the bad way, it's just so an invasion of privacy. It's so audacious. So but the way people think, like that tribe hive mind, is so deleterious to civilization and to progress. You know, if there's someone that wants to stand out and progress humanity further, crabs in a barrel. Crabs in a barrel. One crab tries to get out and then the rest of them pull him down. That's sun in Cancer. Beware of the crab in a barrel thing for the sun moving into Cancer on summer solstice on Wednesday. So that you will need to face potential alienation. You will have to be brave and say, you know what? I know that this feels right for me, and I am going to do this. I'm going to do it. This is your Jerry Maguire moment for someone. What's this? And you'll have your Renee Zellweger. You will. What's this 8 of Swords, please? Thank you. 2 of Pentacles and another 2 of Swords. So there is a little bit of like, what do I do? What do I do? There may even be either financial things to juggle or just organizational things to kind of move around and organize. And like, how am I going to do this logistically? The answer is right in front of you. So I feel what it feels like is that you're trying to, you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, either financially or logistically, but it's not a real obstacle. It's only you. So this is almost like when you're really convinced something has to be a certain way, and it's not working, and you realize it doesn't have to be that way, that you can actually, you know, make it work in all these different, more creative ways. So if you just get creative and kind of remove whatever that thing is that's telling you it's got to be this way, then it's not a problem. Take a look at the 4 of Swords. Thank you. The Hermit, the 6 of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. This is a lot of deep thinking about the past. You may be thinking about your own childhood. You may be thinking about your children. You may be meditating, and you may even be mentoring. Like there might be some like mentorship stuff happening a little bit like behind the scenes. Moving very quickly, like a lot of maybe just communications or a situation moving very fast where it was very quiet, and then all of a sudden there's a lot of activity. Last but not least, Queen of Cups. Okay, so maybe if someone's emotionally mature, they will cope and move forward. If they are not emotionally mature, they are going to project their internalized whatever and project it onto you. And so if anyone's really bitter and giving you that energy, they haven't dealt with this, or they don't know how to deal with their feelings or something like that. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, someone definitely seems pretty upset. So stay in your lane, focus on your own thing. I was, of course, extremely classy and graceful answering these insults and these people. That's just the weirdest thing. Or when people like touch you, you know, like you're just out and people just, it's weird. It's so weird. It's weird. Or take pictures of, oh my God. Anyway. So stay in your lane, focus on your own thing. Love you guys forever, ever, and always. Take very good care. I will check in on you guys in a few days. Until then, my lovelies, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful headstones.